Howdy, howdy. So we have our first patient here. It is an HP Officejet Pro 8600 printer. So apparently this printer just stopped working. It quit powering up. It won't do anything. And I have confirmed that. So I went online. I did some checking around. And that led me to pulling the side off of it. This is the side off of that printer. And right in here, I've already taken it out. Right in here, in fact, these two screws here held it, and I put them back there so I don't lose them. But right in here sits a power supply. And so I wanted to check that power supply. That's what I suspected what was wrong with it. And so we do indeed have that power supply right here. So what I am going to do is I am going to put this camera in a tripod. And first of all, I'm going to show you a little something on the power supply, if I turn it the right direction. So here's the label on the power supply, and I want to point a couple of things out. Hopefully the video is clear enough for you to see this. First of all, this is the part number of the power supply. And then right here it's going to tell us that there should be, this power supply should output either 32 volts or 12 volts. And that's the symbol for DC. So it'll be direct current, either 32 volts or 12 volts. And then right here is what they actually call a pinout. So you've got your connector right here. And so this here is going to tell me which pins on this connector are supposed to be doing what. And as per the label, the center pin is going to be the ground, and the pin on the right is going to have the either 32 volts or the 12 volts. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put down the power supply. We are going to plug in the power supply. So now we've got power going to the power supply. And I'm going to take my multi-tester here, and it's set up on DC. It's on the right option there. And this is the direction that they're showing to test this. So make sure you can see that here. So we're going to test it in this direction here. And I'm simply going to take the multi-tester, and I'm going to put the ground, the ground on the center pin as directed. And I'm going to put the red probe, the positive probe, on the right pin as directed. And you are going to see that there is no change on the multimeter there. It says 0 volts. That is because we are dealing with a bad power supply. So I looked it up online, and I found one from a used one from what seems to be a reputable seller on eBay. And so he's got a used one that he is selling for $29.95, I believe it was. And then there is a seller selling on the Walmart website that has one for $49.95 for a new one. And so either one would work fine in this case. So it's as simple as that. The good thing is it's not just a cheap run-of-the-mill off-the-shelf from Walmart printer, which they don't really have modular components so much like maybe some of your more expensive office printers. They're more likely to have modular components in them that can be replaced, and that is absolutely our luck in this particular situation. Printers, I'm about 50-50 on it. Depends on what's wrong with the printer as to whether or not I can fix it. If it's an issue powering up whatsoever, then there's a much better chance of me being able to get down to the bottom of it, because that's an issue somewhere with the power supply. Again, it makes it much easier. By the way, that's red ink, not my blood. And so, you know, it makes it a little bit easier. And again, when it's the office level of products, you're going to have more modular components that you can replace a lot easier. And they're usually a lot easier to find. So there we go. I have diagnosed the first patient. And as far as I know, I'm going to be waiting on the part to be able to replace it, and good to go. So I had it diagnosed it probably wasn't even an hour after they had dropped the unit off to me. As soon as they left, I pulled out my screwdriver set and pulled it apart. Watched one video online. I happened to find the video on this particular printer rather easily. And sure enough, that was the problem. So that quick and easy, that is how I intend to do it as much as possible. So thank you to the customer, and I'll be looking forward to getting this machine up and running again.